What's up? What's up, everyone? Got anything in my teeth? Am I good? I just had a protein bar, so. Hi! Hey! How are you? How are you doing? How is it going? Pretty crazy, right? Woo! Bear market is over? Is it? I keep hearing that we're in the bull market now. I keep hearing these things, and I'm a little confused. I'll tell you what. I've never seen a bull run. I've never seen a bull market. Is this what it's like? is this what we're supposed to be? How it's supposed to be going? Because I'm a little flummoxed. I'm not gonna lie. I like that word, flummoxed. How you feel about that? Are you flummoxed? Let me know what's up. Say hello in the chat. I hope you all are doing well. I've got my tea. I've been real emotional lately. Real emotional. And I think it has a lot to do with the there's a word. There's a word that I'm looking for. Disparity? Maybe disparity? The contrast, right, between being on tour and getting to spend time with like-minded community members and feeling like I'm in Hexico. Steady Pup, what's up? I see you there. Bill Recepco, hello. Welcome to my stream. I mean, great example, Steady Pup. You're a wonderful human. I had a great time chatting with you. I hope all is well in your world and you're nice and comfy in your comfy, cozy home. I know you were missing home quite a bit. So, you know, when you were out there and we spoke, I think I don't know if you asked me, but, you know, obviously, like we had a conversation about traveling and missing home. And I feel like I'm the opposite. When I'm traveling, I am home. When I'm out there meeting new people, going to these events, shaking hands, and just, you know, having a social interaction, that's home for me. I've always been very social, very outgoing, very positive. That's my disposition, right? I have a cheery disposition, some would say. And to go from that lifestyle and those kinds of activities where every weekend I'm meeting new people, and not even that, but just being out and about, right? It doesn't have to be someone in the community that I connect with. Sometimes it's people, I mean, oftentimes, especially when I was driving the bus around, it was people outside of the community, people that had no idea who I was or what I was doing, but they were interested in the bus, or they were curious about, you know, what is it I'm doing out here and all of that, right? And then I'd get to have a conversation. I'd bring it up. I would give a business card of mine, and I'd say, hey, this is why I'm here. This is what I'm doing. I'm out here teaching people how to take back their financial freedom, how to become their own bank and be sovereign in that way, right? So to have those experiences and go through all of that and then come back to home for me, which is the bus, currently parked at my mom's house, who I love. I love my family. My sister, my niece all live here and we get along. Can I talk to them about crypto? Not really. They hold. My mom's a Hexican. I think my sister's a Hexican too. I'm pretty sure I got her in. And it's just difficult. It's hard to for me personally, to feel at home or feel comfortable or feel excited about life when everything that I care about and all the things that I'm doing and what I'm excited about, I can't speak to anyone about it, right? And that was a huge theme that I noticed people talking about at the events for the PulseChain tour. So I gotta, it's warm in here. Can you guys see how red I am? It's a little warm. I feel good though. Hello, Matt. Matt says, crypto is more saturated than ever this cycle. Turned turbo degen. Market will decide real value in years. Yeah, very true. And that's been something interesting to see as well. As someone who has spent most of their time and energy in Richard Hart's ecosystem over the last 6 months, especially within the last 3 months, I have seen and been exposed to and learned about so many different other ecosystems or coins or chains. I mean, there is just so much going on in the crypto world. And of course, because we've been here, or we know people who have been here and have been around the block, so to say, around the blockchain. Do you like that? That's pretty cute, right? Who've been in and out of chat rooms and different spaces and different things. We know that 99% of that stuff is trash. It's junk. There's no reason to be invested in or talking about something that's just not doing anything for DeFi, right? Hello, Crypto Luckbox. Hello. So back to what I was saying about the social aspect of it, right? The PulseChain tour, one of the greatest compliments or greatest accomplishments I feel that created was the opportunity for people who don't have a place or a friend or anyone around them to come to some event and talk face to face with someone about what it is they care about and what they're interested in. And then secondly, seeing the connections that happened. That was really one of the most wonderful things for me to experience, was seeing people who had never met one another, who lived in the same town and had no idea until they came to one of these events. And then they're like, oh, you live right down the street from me. We should meet up more often. Or more than twice, I saw people connect and either create their own Telegram room or exchange information and agree, hey, we're going to keep meeting up. We're going to continue this trend. And that is one of the things I really want to say and put out there, is that, and I've said that, but I've said this for at least a year of doing this, at least a year. I've said that it's important that you do your own meetups too. You don't have to charge for them. You don't have to do what we're doing. And if you don't want to come to the ones that are paid, don't. It's a whole different experience, right? We're renting out venues. We're, doing as much as we can to bring value. And let me tell you, there hasn't been a single refund. No one who's come to one of these events had said, that wasn't worth my time and money. Give me my money back. No one. So again, it's barely covering the cost, if that, and not really. I mean, it's been rough, and I mean, the whole team has really bent over backwards to make it happen and bring in people to this event. And it's been it can be disheartening, because you think, oh, the community's out there and they want to come out and meet people. But again, like, I understand, like, bear market, that's how things go. I'm gonna chew on my little protein bar real quick. Thanks. So all that aside, it's just, I'm hopeful that more people do create space for each other. I'm hopeful that more events are done and more people go out there and have meetups and get to know one another, because you would be surprised at the amount of, I mean, I've now traveled the world. Let me finish chewing this. It's real sticky in my teeth. All right, hold on. Hello, Russ. Welcome. So, I have now traveled the world, and I can tell you there are Hexicans and PulseChainians, PulseXicans everywhere. Everywhere. Especially in the places you don't think they are. Like, I'll never forget driving from like Northern California to Portland, and I stopped in the middle of nowhere at some dinky little town gas station, and I'm pumping gas, and this guy runs up to me and is like, I know PulseChain. I have PulseChain. I know Richard Hart. And I was like, who are you in the middle of this tiny little forest town? What is going on here? And gave him my card and said, awesome to meet you. And it's really fantastic to know that there you have a support network all over the world. There are people who are interested in, willing to, and hopeful that you'll come their way, because they want to have a conversation with you about what y'all are both interested in, which is this ecosystem. It's such, and that's, kind of coming full circle to what I was talking about earlier. It's such a high for me, feeling that feeling and seeing that happen and watching connections being made, that when I get back here to my sweet little bus, my little bus, it's hard, because I love people and I love interaction, and I'm so over the moon about the thought of Hexico, knowing that there are so many wonderful people in this community who want to build that or something like that is just fantastic. I mean, when I was living in Texas, I knew at least 3 different Hexicans who wanted to or spoke about creating some kind of not necessarily communal living, but one of the ideas I heard at least 2 or 3 times, excuse me, was that they wanted to make some kind of, what would you call it? How would you describe this? Like an RV camping lot place, I guess you could say, right? Where people can bring their vehicles or their buses or, whatever it is that they're in, their RVs, and maybe, do different things to pay their, I mean, like, you can pay rent or whatever. And I bet you Hex would be accepted as payment. But one of the ideas I'm thinking of in particular was like, there could be someone there that would be like the gardener, right? And like maybe they would, if they tended to the vegetable garden, they would be able to, lower their rent or live rent free. And I know that can sound really utopian, right? And very out of reality. But there are people that do it. There are places that have, these common ground, right? Where you come together and you agree on a certain set of, hey, we're going to kind of live this way and do things this way. And if you don't like it, you can leave. What's up, Logi? Am I saying that right? Is it like Loki? Is it like Logi 33 or Logi 33? I need you to phonetically type out for me. I'll just call you 33. How about that? Johnny Chaos. There's chaos in the house. It's chaos in my life. Oh, friend. Yeah, and I know that that's not for everybody. I know also that Hexico is a state of mind almost, right? there's so many of us that have this common ground and common belief. And for us to be able to come together, even on the internet, right? Like just y'all being here watching this little stream of mine is, in a way, Hexico, right? For me. And it means a lot to me. And I'm hopeful that something really sticks, right? That I'm hopeful that I bring value in that I will let you know that you are not alone, that price is not going to go down forever. It is inevitable that we will win. And y'all, I'm really, it really just, it bums me out when people are like, oh, Richard abandoned us and Richard's this, that, and the other thing. And meh, meh, meh. Y'all, he's never left X. He's constantly tweeting, you know, and I know without a shadow of a doubt that he is going to win, that we have just begun, and that crypto is just the start for him. And I will say that over and over again until I cannot no more. Because you'll see. Everyone's going to see. It's going to be absolutely glorious. I don't know. Those things I know for a fact. I'm just going to put that out there. What I don't know is the reasoning behind the disconnect from streaming. And I'm on the side of, I believe that it's due to the case. I heard, I think it was Zenith, RG, and Will were speaking about this on effing Hangout. I'm pretty sure that's where I heard this. But just the timing of everything Richard did and the timing of this court case. Bill, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Bill just said he's got to run. I'm going to catch up on chat real quick. David, is that a kitty cat? I like it. I miss my kitty. You guys, I think that's another huge heartache for me, is that I'm alone, right? Like there's no pets. There's no, I mean, I feel terrible saying that because I love my family again, but you know, I would love a sweet little fuzzy cat to hold, but I have to have a Siberian cat because I'm allergic. It's a whole thing. Anyways, Matt says I want to live in a commune with SJ. I love it. Who was it? There was a whole thread once where we were like, we're going to be neighbors when Hexico happens. And I'm pretty sure that there's a good at least 100 of us that could probably do pretty well living in a commune together with Richard as our mayor. But just keep that in mind. Like, I think that it's so easy to forget. I mean, think of how quickly we forget so much these days. 2 weeks, every 2 weeks, something different is the news, something different is and it's just going to keep getting worse. That's just going to continue to become more and more of a thing because, fix my little English that way. Okay. It's been a minute. Because this generation, this newer generation, right? Like, I kind of want to call them the TikTok generation. I made that up. You like it? Just 2 seconds. Like, this attention span. It's crazy. It's absolutely nuts to me that that's where we're at these days. That people don't, and I'm part of what I've been going through in the last few days has been, I don't know how to explain this. So when I was out traveling, it was very easy to keep off social media, to not be checking my phone, to be present and just live life. And I got back here and got a little more involved and checked things a little more often. And then for the last couple days, I've just been, the doom scrolling, right? Like not terribly. I have a pretty good radar for when I'm doing that, and I'm able to set it aside or do something else, but more often than I have been. And I think it's, I haven't studied this really that much, but I know there's been studies done, and that a lot of it is there's this dopamine hit, right? There's something that when we see whatever it is, whatever image or picture, whatever, like we just want to scroll until all of a sudden that little, those little neurotransmitters light up and they're like, oh, yay, this is nice. I like this thing. So how, how I'm trying to find balance. How do we find balance? I even went and grounded yesterday. Took my shoes off, walked outside, and it was night. It was really nice. Could see the few stars you can see out here in the middle of California. And just stood there on the earth, and that was good, and I need to do more of that. It's I wanted to do this stream because I feel more connected when I'm streaming. I see you in the chat and I love it. Like, so Bruno says, let's build Hexico together in Portugal. I loved the PulseChain tour here in Portugal. Bruno, thank you. It loved you. And I got a big old thing of honey in my cabinet right now. Johnny LFG, y'all, you should live, y'all. Johnny, if you want the link, I'll send it to you. Just put it in the chat. If anyone wants the link, why not? Let's get social, huh? Because we can't get physical. I don't know why that just, okay. Anyways. Oh, man. But, oh, wait. Logi, you never told me if it was, see, so I'm just going to call you 33. You're going to have to know that you're 33, not Logi or Logi. Logi. I feel like it should be Logi. Logi. But then, like, I think of Logitech, and, like, that's what. Anyways, hello, Robert. Mi corazón. ¿Cómo estás? So, Hexico. It's in the cards. It's maybe 5 to 10 years away, probably 10 years, but who knows? What else? Europe was wonderful. I loved Portugal and Malta the most. If I was moving overseas, it'd be one of those two places for sure. I like the idea of Malta. I really enjoyed my time there. Living on an island, though, is tough. I mean, I did it. I lived in Puerto Rico. And I think Malta's a lot smaller than Puerto Rico, if I'm not mistaken. So, I don't know. Maybe I'd move to Malta, and then if I didn't like it, move to Portugal. Because I loved traveling in Europe. Just getting from point A to point B, buses, trains, whatever, airfare is not that expensive when you're going within the countries. I mean, depending on where you go, but you also have the ability to take a train, and I really love that. Bruno, I'm about it. Bruno says, let's not wait for Hexico to be built. Let's start at ASAP. So, Bruno, I'm curious. Do you know Facing Reality or DOS Bomb? Because they're both out there, and they're both, in my opinion, the kind of people who would I mean, especially Facing Reality, like, definitely is building his own Hexico, right? Like, for his family. Where's this light coming from? Sorry. My little nose. Hello. DOS Bomb. So if you don't know, let me get y'all. You need to get to know each other. But yeah, so DOS Bomb's out there. Facing Reality is out there. You know what? Let me do this, Bruno. In case you are not in this group already, I'm going to invite you to the Hex Guild. They are, to me, I mean, I feel so grateful that I got into this community, and right away, nearly right away, I met Eco Builder and got to know about the Hex Foodies, is what they used to be called. Now it's the Hex Guild. And they are, to me, the greatest example of what Hexico is going to be. Their Telegram is phenomenal. All sorts of topics, from like different kinds of things like permaculture, homesteading, beekeeping, right? Which you would know about. Let me grab that info. Okay. So I'm going to put the link in the chat here. Copy, share link. And I honestly, like, I encourage anyone who is into, so let me read over the topics. Community, free so free electricity. She Shed, which I think is new. I need to check that out. Revolution, land, bees, house, fruit, chakras, self-help, earthworks, detox, treasury, worms, wood stove, and then solar, AI, all sorts of things. It's really just a great place to connect with other Hexicans that are, oh, you are in Hex Guild. Well, I'm going to put it in the chat anyways. So just in case anybody that doesn't know about it or isn't in it. But you know what? The thing is, Facing Reality isn't that active there either. But if I can, what I'll try and do is maybe make an introduction for the two of you on Telegram, so that you can get to know each other a little bit better. But also, hopefully there's another Hex Guild or Hex Foodie stream soon. I feel like they've been a little MIA, but I've also been MIA, so they might have had a stream and I just didn't know it. Hey, if anyone from Hex Guild is watching, y'all let me know when your next stream is, and I would love to join. Giga! Giga! I just like saying that. Giga. So how long are you on the road, Dream Life? I'm not on the road. That's part of what I was saying about my depression. Or just and I hate calling it depression. I retract that statement. My moodiness, to be honest with you. My fleeting moments of woe is me, because I know depression is real, and I very thankfully have never had to deal with it. I have had partners and friends who go through depression, and I don't want to downplay or pretend like that's not a real thing, because it is. And I also know that the moments I have of sadness are real, and I'm not downplaying that either, right? Those moments suck, and I cry. I've been crying a lot. I've been crying a lot lately. I just feel in limbo. And it's weird. It's a really weird feeling, because on one hand, I have so much to be grateful for. I have so much to look forward to. But at the same time, I feel like because of that, because I'm not there yet, and maybe this is why the sentiment in our own community is down, and maybe we as a whole are kind of feeling this way, right? Because I feel that deep down, we know, a lot of us know, that at the end of the day, Richard has not abandoned us. Pulse is going to do its magical, wonderful thing, and so is Hex. And haters are going to eat my dust, because it's going to be glorious. There's no way that Richard leaves this behind and doesn't have all the glory. That's not an option. So knowing that that's in the future, yet having to wait, right? Patience, diamond hands. You don't get diamonds without pressure unless you grow them in the lab, which is fine because blood diamonds and all that. But, point is, you have to go through that kind of pain. Maximum pain, you guys. Maximum pain, in order to really appreciate and have those mad gains. And that's, you know, not just monetary, I feel. So, also Bruno, in Hex Guild, ask, I mean, I know you're not that active, but I'm going to make you be active. You should ask in the main chat if they can share with you about the guy who is building Hexico in not Africa, no, Central America somewhere. There's a guy, Morgan something. I'm gonna screw all that up. It's been such a long time, and he I believe, you know, just because of price and things, he had kind of had to put his project on hold, I think. But he was building a sustainable community out somewhere. And forgive me for not remembering that correctly, but it's, if you ask in Hex Guild, they'll be able to tell you. Yes, Johnny Chaos, pressure and time. Pressure and time. That's what it takes to have diamond hands and to be diamond handed and to realize the gains, right? So I've learned some really great lessons already. I already learned some great lessons, you guys, because even though you hear over and over and over again, you hear these things: don't chase green candles. And I don't know if this is something that has been heard. I don't feel like I heard this second one until more recently, and or maybe I've just not been in the circles where this has been spoken of, or maybe it's just because I did it that I'm aware of it. Don't chase green candles. Don't shill green candles. Yeah, I did that. I did. And I apologize. I do. I got someone bought in to the coin that I'm referencing because I shilled it near the top. Because euphoria is blinding. So I learned that lesson, and I'm so glad that I did. And here's the thing is, now having done that myself, part of me is like, well, it's twofold, right? There's a whole dichotomy to this, because it's like, on one hand, you don't know that that's the top. No one knows that. No one knew that. But euphoria is a thing. I think it's just, you have to pay attention and know that what goes up comes down, and that it might be better. First of all, definitely better to DCA, period. In, out, whatever. Secondly, probably better to buy the dips, right? I mean, you hear that all the time, buy the dip, right? And instead of doing that, I bought green candles, shilled green candles, and got someone in on a project with green candles. And it feels terrible, you know, and that person, you know, they're not upset at all, you know, they're like, I clicked the button, like, you know. I actually had a family member buy some around that time too. So all this and then what the other thing I was going to say is, it was frustrating, you know, and it kind of I had this full circle moment, because I realized that the person who got me into Hex got me in the same manner, chasing green candles, all the euphoria, we're going to the moon, you know? So similarly to RG and his friend, right? Getting Mikey in at the top. You don't know, but maybe the play or the best advice is to tell whoever that person is to DCA in. Because that's what I wish I would have done now. Or waited for a dip. And that's the thing is, now we know, or now I know. I mean, again, it's like, you're told these things and you know these things, but until you experience it yourself, or you do it yourself, or you have that fuck up moment, it's hard to put it into perspective and to know how to handle those situations, right? Because in hindsight, I would have DCA'd into Hex, right? I should have put in like a little bit and then a little bit more and then waited until it dipped. But I had no idea what I was doing. I had never, I didn't know about crypto. I didn't know there were cycles. And we're all learning together is the thing. And I'm not trying to shame anyone or say anything, like, again, it's just learning lessons. And from what I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, especially Johnny, Giga, any of you guys who've been in this for a little bit longer than me, which is almost everybody, cycles weren't necessarily a thing. I mean, they existed, but it seems as though until you kind of have a third cycle, you don't know that that's what's happening, right? Like history repeats itself, but until you see that pattern, and even then, of course, as we're experiencing now, it's the cycles differentiate a little bit, but they still exist, right? So it's like I can't be mad at who brought me into Hex, because maybe like cycles weren't a thing and they didn't know that, or it wasn't spoken of, right? So they're just like, this is going to the moon, you got to get in now, and of course, as someone who's in crypto, how do I put this? It's hard to, no one knows the future. We none of us know the cycle, or even, okay, so crypto cycles, right? And then coin cycles. So, right, there's like the macro and micro of crypto itself is a whole other story. And it's important that we keep in mind that no one really knows. You can guess, you can look at things. There are some people out there that are great at TA. I'm not one of them. I still am kind of the mindset that TA is like astrology for crypto, because I mean, how do you know? There's so many different things that can happen that can affect the price of a coin or the price of the market in general, right? As we're seeing right now, both in crypto and in stocks. So it is quite a roller coaster ride, but I'm glad that we're on it together, y'all. I really am. I feel very fortunate that I have so many people in this community who are supportive, who understand, people make mistakes, and we can never know really what's going to happen the next day. So let me see. Ding, 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 ding. I'm on Hex Guild. Okay. I'm all caught up with, oh, no, I'm not. Oh, I have to scroll. Giga says, you'll have the PulseChain jet you can live on. I like that. I don't know if I could handle that, because I need to get grounded. In fact, I'm moving to the LBC, ladies and gentlemen. Again, like I was saying, I have a lot to look forward to. So the knowing, and that's where, I was kind of bringing that into crypto, right? Is the knowing that I have a lot coming to me, and the having to wait for it is frustrating, because, for example, I'm going to go dance in the desert for a week, and then I'm moving right after that. So I've got about 20 days of living in this limbo state where I just have to keep in mind, I just have to be grateful for what it is that I have and what I'm doing. And I don't know why that's been so hard. It's been really difficult to just be like, no, I'm chill, I'm good, because I am. And for all intents and purposes, life is peachy keen. I, have a bust roof over my head and clothes to wear and food to eat, and I'm about to start driving for Uber. I'm waiting for my background check to clear. Apparently in California there's something going on with background checks, and it's taking forever. So who knows? But I'm doing that so that I don't have to sell any crypto. I've been very transparent recently in a couple of Telegram groups that I'm in. I was gifted some crypto and I want to do well with it. Just like when I sold my home. That's how I found Hex. I didn't sell my house for Hex. I just happened to be selling my home. My friend happened to let me know that Hex was a thing. And after I paid off my debt, had I in hindsight, I might not have paid off my student loan and probably put more into Hex. But hey, maybe that's better. I hate being in debt. I hate it. And I'm going to read the chat before I go on because I like this quote a lot. 33 says, patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet. What a great quote. I'm going to put that up on the screen. That's lovely. I like that a lot. Shout out Aristotle. Very cool. It is. Patience is bitter. It really can. It really can be, especially when you know how tasty the fruit is. For real. That's the hardest part, is having that moment of knowing the beauty and the greatness of that delicious fucking fruit and having to wait to taste it again. It can be heart-wrenching. And I have to learn to find some way to put that aside and say, you know what? To taste that fruit is worth the wait. To know that that's coming to me, how grateful am I that I know that that's what I need, what I have to look forward to, right? So thank you for that quote. And this was again, going back to patience, pressure, and time. Chase, I think this is talking about the the shilling. It's true, man. It does happen to the best of us, and it's you again. I'm glad I learned that lesson. I did, because fingers crossed, knocking on wood. Hopefully, I never do it again. Hopefully, I never do it again, because I don't like the feeling of getting someone in. But it's so hard because you don't know and you are euphoric. I'd love to hear in the chat what you guys think about that. How do you get, because people are excited and people chase green candles, and that's when so many people get into crypto, right? When price go up, people get excited, and that's what they want to do, is they want to buy in, they want to go all in. Maybe the best thing to do, or the best way to look at it, is to let whoever, because this is why I'm not upset, and I've never been pissy about the price or how long it's taking or whatever, because I knew it was a gamble. I did not put in money I could not afford to lose. I did not put in grocery money, rent money. I knew that every penny that I put towards crypto could just fucking vanish in the blink of an eye. So this entire time, I have been 100% positive and happy. That's why I call myself the positivity princess, because I mentally did it right. You have to do it right mentally. Doesn't matter how much you put in. $5, $10, $500,000, $5 million. Know that money, you're betting on a horse. You're gambling on something. At the end of the day, as it is right now, as it stands, it's a gamble. It really is. And you have to be able to just let it go. I'm getting naked, y'all. Whoopsie. What's going on here? Hold on. There we go. Oh shit. SJ's shirt comes off and goes wild. That's why they call me Wild SJ. Is it? I honestly, there's a little bit of me that would love to live in a nudist colony. I like being naked. It's fantastic. Speaking of being naked, Matt says for his $4.99 tip, SJ, I do enjoy tasty fruit. Mwah! Delicious. I love it. Let me go back again to these comments here. So 33 says, crypto is the frontier. If you check our monetary classes, this is the first community true DeFi has ever been seen in history. We are writing pioneer history. Thank you for saying that. I am actually tearing up right now because I feel like we forget about that. So emotional. It's been we're so far down the rabbit hole. So many of us have spent so much time in this community talking to each other that we forget there's a whole fucking world outside that has no clue what's going on here. Even the people that know about crypto do not know what DeFi is, do not know what it's about or why we give a fuck. And pardon my French, but I just am on it right now. Like, it is so important that we create and write and push forward the narrative of what DeFi is. Because there's a whole bunch of fucking people out there with a whole bunch of money that want to see it be something different. And they're going to try real hard to make that happen. So that, again, is why I'm so positive and bullish on Richard and this community and what he is building and what we are doing. I'm going to read this again. I'm going to put it on the screen. Crypto is the frontier. Crypto is the frontier. I like the way you put that. If you check our monetary classes, this is the first community true DeFi. And I love the way you put that to you. Write very well. I like this. It's the first community true DeFi has ever been seen in history. We are writing pioneer history. And I think you meant ever and not never, I think. Hex, PulseX, ink. I love it. Oh, I need an ink. I just realized I don't have an ink back here. Someone ink me. I like that. So yeah, that's important. It's important for us to remember that that's why we're here. That's what we're trying to do. We are the pioneers. We are so early that we can't even see it ourselves. Somebody clip that. All right. Chase says Cali tax is going to bring you back to Texas. You're not joking. So here's the thing, though, is that until I start this Uber job, I have made so little money that the last year, this is the first time in my life I haven't filed taxes. I live in a bus. I don't have any bills in my name. I get by, right? I didn't make enough to pay taxes. So, I'm hopeful that who knows what's going to happen in the future. I mean, with Uber, I'm sure I'll have I don't think it's a W-2. It's some other kind of something. But, yeah, I don't know. Also, for the record, Chase, I am here to spend time with my family because I know I'm not going to be living in the States most of the time when I can make that possible. So within the next 2 years, I'm hoping, I will be able to establish myself in another country and live happily ever after in Hexico. Wherever that may be, and or create my own Hexico. That might change. It could. It kind of just depends on the state of the world. But I can see myself living in a different country easily, not for forever. And I'm also the kind of person that I like moving around a lot. So I will probably end up being somewhat of a digital nomad. My parents are also aging. That's part of why I'm here is, I spent the last 15 years in Texas, 16 years, and haven't spent a lot of time with them. And, of course, that's one of the things people talk about in life is you end up regretting, not spending time with your parents or your loved ones or your family. So I want to, while I can, spend some good time with my family and, you know, do what I can, because I've always been independent. I left home at 17 and did not look back. I probably would have left sooner if I could have. But it just has always, I've always been on my own. I'm the only child of all of my families that doesn't live at home still. And the youngest is 26, maybe a little, 26, 27, 26. That feels right. So the youngest of my siblings is 26. And this is birth dad has 2 kids. My dad that raised me and his wife, she's got a daughter. My mom that raised me has a daughter. So my parents that raised me, because I was adopted, my parents that raised me, after I was adopted, they got pregnant right away. So my sister has never left living with, I mean, she lives here with my mom and my niece. So it's my mom, my niece, and my sister all living in the house. And that's never changed. And my sister's like a year and a half younger than me. And then my stepsister, only very recently, and I won't go into any of that, but she's been living at home. And then my other siblings that are with my birth dad both live at home. Which, hey, if you can and it works and it's smart, do that. I had no desire to live at home anymore. So I was like, peace. I'm the only, I mean, and even now it's like I'm living with at my mom's, but I'm in my own space, right? I have my own home, if you would, on wheels. So yeah. All that to say, I know that it's important that I spend some time with my family, and I'm trying to do that, right? We don't always see eye to eye. It bums me. I love my mom, but she's kind of one of those, like, she just kind of sits at home and watches the news, and it bums me out. Maybe I'll take her on the PulseChain cruise, get her out of the house for a little bit. We'll see. She'd probably like that. All right, let's get back to the chat. 33 says, this is the year of the dragon. What you think will be conceded. Monitor owns thoughts. Who are you? Are you on X? Will you message me on X or DM me on Telegram? Because I feel like we should chat some more. 33. Let's do that. Especially because, do you know that I'm a 33? My life path. I had a really, I had a good, the reason I ask that is there's a Hexican that is super into numerology that has given me a lot of really great advice. But he let me know that my life path is the 33 master number. And, that's very rare. And, it's the number of many people who usually feel strange and alone, the weirdos. I was called weird all my life. And I embrace it. I'm not mad about it. I've just kind of embraced that and ran with it. And I'm excited to go hang out in the desert with a bunch of weirdos in a couple of weeks. It's going to be fantastic. But y'all are my tribe. That's the thing. It's like, I know deep down that the people that I'm going to end up spending the rest of my life with and building community with and living in Hexico with are here. And if you're not here already, you're about to be. So, yes. What else? Chase says, this makes me want to DCA right now. Accurate, man. Do it. I'm DCAing into ink right now. In terms of, like I said, I was gifted some crypto. So I've been slowly like moving it. I've cashed out a little. I'm moving a little into other coins. And ink is the only coin that I don't have a lot of. So you can send ink to awildsj.pls.fyi if you so desire. I'd love that. Yeah, that's the only Richard Hart coin that I feel like I'm lacking in. So what is up with y'all? How are you doing? How are you feeling? What are you guys, what is your sentiment out there? I feel very grateful that I have 18 people tuned in right now, hanging out, and maybe a little bit more on X. Hello, watchers on the X platform. Very happy to have you here. I am probably just going to stream for a little bit longer. It's been almost an hour, I feel like. Yeah, almost an hour. I've got work to do. I've been Casey, if you're watching this, I got a little distracted. I have NFTs to finish for the tour, and I've just been in a mood the last couple of days. So I'm going to probably spend the rest of my evening working on those NFTs, getting that done. Oh, so speaking of the tour, might as well shout it out and give you all the link. In case you did not know or did not hear about it, we are hosting a seminar the day after the Richard Hart hearing, pardon me, in New York. And just so no one feels bamboozled, y'all know Richard is not going to be there, right? There was somebody, I don't remember who it was, but there was somebody that was shocked. They were like, wait, Richard's not going to be there? I was like, dude, no. Like, Richard does not leave his abode. The only reason he came back to the US was because he thought his mom might die. Like, life or death situation, Richard might come hang out over here. Anything other than that? Absolutely not. He despises it over here. He is not a fan at all. So, no, Richard's not going to be at the hearing. The reason we're all going, if you see my the banner in my, actually it's here on the page too. Let's go to the page. Richard Hart hearing in New York. So the hearing is on a Thursday. The hearing is Thursday the 24th. The day after that, oops, that's the wrong button. The day after that, the 25th, on a Friday, we are going to be doing a seminar. We have, as far as I know right now, we kind of have to get back together as a team and find out who else has said what. But I know for sure 2 speakers are Crypto Coffee. Thank you very much. And Lindsay the Hexican. I don't know if she goes by that anymore, actually. Vibra Lindsay from Vibra, blah, blah, blah. That's a tongue twister. Lindsay from Vibra Finance also will be speaking. I just love her gusto. She, to me, is one, like, I could see her running for president or running for office of some kind, right? She just seems like this very, like, majestic, motivational type person. So that I asked her to speak because I really enjoy what she's doing. Here is protecting. There's the link to the seminar. We are working on getting several other speakers, including quite possibly, maybe, hopefully, one of the lawyers who is defending Richard. So that would be fantastic. We also did reach out to Nuclear Herbs, and he would love to. But those of you that know and have been following him know that he has had, he's got to watch his health, and he's got some stuff going on with his heart. So whether or not he does, it's kind of just a mystery right now. I'm really hoping that he gets better and that's a possibility, because we just love him and all of his wisdom and brilliance and his wonderful way of helping us understand this whole legal battle and what's going on. So if you pray, do a little bit of that. If you send out positive vibes and juju, do a little bit of that to Mr. Nuclear Herbs, so that he can be all better, and we get to keep him around a lot longer, because I'm a fan. His wife is also fantastic. I love them both. I'm actually going to go hang out with them for a little bit in a couple weeks. So yes, that's what's up. Empty Coiner, good to see you. As always, thank you for supplying the numbers, which we so need to watch as much as we can. T-Dog, what up, T-Dog? Where are you at? What you doing? Tell me who you is. I had to. I was a T-dog. I don't know. You like that? Just for you. 33 says, hourglass, purple sand, orange popcorn, yellow striped smile. I can't see that. All I see is the dap and the goat. And then it says hourglass, purple sand, orange popcorn, yellow striped smile. It's my porn star name. You like it? Oh, funny. So, anyone have any questions? Any questions, concerns? I'll talk about one more thing. The PulseChain Tour Cruise is another event coming up. That's going to be lovely. That's actually before the hearing. That is going to be a cruise that is going out of Galveston, and we are going to Cozumel, I think. Let me look at it. It's right here. From Galveston to Honduras, from Honduras to Puerto Costa Maya, Mexico, y Cozumel, Mexico. I don't know if I'm saying Cozumel. Cozumel? I feel like you'd say that a certain way. Honduras, Puerto Costa Maya. I like rolling my R's. Cozumel, and then we're cruising, and then Galveston. I thought we were going to Belize, but I must be crazy, I suppose. This is an interesting tour. So we leave Galveston. It's good. If y'all are going on this cruise with me, please entertain me, because I like cruises now. I enjoy them. But being at sea for a day, like being on the ship for the whole day, is a difficult one for me. I can enjoy myself, but this one is 2 days. So you leave Galveston in the evening. We leave at 4 p.m. and then day 2 and day 3 are both cruising at sea. I might lose my mind. It'll be fine. I'll survive. It'll be great. Casey's whole family is going to be there, so someone will entertain me. And then Honduras is the 4th day. Puerto Costa Maya is the 5th day. Cozumel is the 6th day. And then the 7th day. That always trips me out, is that like I guess because we're probably going far and then coming back. That's what it is. Anyways, that's a thing. That's going to be lovely. I will definitely be going. I might bring my mommy. We'll see. If she's nice, if she plays nice. I'm just kidding. My mom and I get along pretty well. 33. Did you message me? Did you reach out to me on any platform? I want to know. I need to know. I want to know. I want to know who you are and have conversations, because I like talking about numbers and things. Let's see. All right. Anybody have any questions? If not, I'm probably going to end this pretty soon. It's been nice being back here and having a conversation with you. And I'm sure I'll talk more about the tour and what I experienced and a lot of different things that happened out there. Let's see. Let me leave you with some food stuff. Let's see. 33 says, please stream from international waters. I have done that before. When I was on the first cruise, maybe I streamed from the Bahamas, or like on the way to the Bahamas. That's international waters, right? That counts. But I'll do it again. I promise. Operation Shutdown says, thank you for the live stream this evening. You are welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting. I hope y'all are doing well. I really do. And if there's anything I can do or say to help, type it in the chat and I'll say it. If it's appropriate. Maybe if it's inappropriate too. I don't know. We'll find out. I don't feel like ending the stream yet. Let's talk about more things. Someone give me a topic. I missed you guys too much. Let's see. I'm excited about outside of crypto stuff, my life. I'm excited to be moving. I think that's going to be lovely. I had a lovely time this afternoon with Pulse Academy. If you guys don't know him, go follow, give him a follow. He has created a card game called, oh, I just forgot the name of it. Cross Chain? Let me look. Let's go find this. Wait, maybe he said it in my DMs. Yeah, it is Cross Chain. I was right. Okay, so it's called Cross Chain, and he's been showcasing it to people because he wants to get feedback and, you know, just demo it and see if it's like, you know, there's a word that's on the tip of my tongue. Not valid. Viable. If it's a viable product, I think that's a good way to put it. So I went over. I've played it 2 or 3 times now, 3 times at least, and it's very fun. It is kind of a cross/mix of poker and Uno. And it's very enjoyable, and it has, you're using, instead of like, you know, hearts, diamonds, spades, and clubs, it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Pulse Chain, and one other chain that I can't remember what the other chain is right now. But very cool. It's a very unique idea, and I think it's a fun game. It's fun to play, just period, because it's, you know, like I said, it's a combination of those 2 games, and yeah, it's just kind of fun to socialize with people. But I also think it's good for onboarding, or just getting people a little more familiar with the terms in crypto and the different chains and things like that. So I had a lot of fun doing that today, and I'm stoked that I'm going to be closer to people that are into Hex. That makes me very happy. Operation Shutdown says, or 33 says, is twerking still a thing? Operation Shutdown says, sometimes life outside of crypto is just what the doctor ordered. 100%. And that's, you know, that was, I don't know if you saw earlier Operation Shutdown, if you're watching the whole thing, but that's basically what I've been struggling with, was that I went from traveling in Europe and going to all these meetups, and I mean, and that's, it's a little different, right? Because it's like life outside of crypto, right? I think really what you're saying, or maybe what the way I see that, is life outside of crypto, Twitter, and social media. Because meeting people face to face and having real life interactions, to me, that's not crypto. That's community building, and, you know, doing something very tangible out in the real world. And going from that to where I'm at right now in life, it's bittersweet, because I enjoy that social interaction. I really enjoy being around people. And then Crypto Luckbox says, exotic food eats. Let me think about that. You know, one of the greatest meals that I had was in Berlin, and it was Egyptian food. Very similar to just, you know, kind of Mediterranean. I had falafel and a parsley-based kind of salad, and hummus, and another dip, and some salad. But it was delectable. It was so good. And the falafel, it was hands down the best falafel I've ever had. It was just perfectly crispy on the outside and not over fried and not too oily and just like golden delicious on the inside. I will dream about that meal in Berlin and the man who served it to me. He's cute, not gonna lie. Forever. Until I get to go back to Berlin and tell him to feed me his falafels. What? Oh, awkward. What else? I had Wagyu beef. I got treated to a very lovely dinner, and I got to experience Wagyu for the first time, and it was amazing. It was like butter, just melts in your mouth. So good. What's up, Adam Chadwick? Welcome to the chat. You got a question? I got an answer. Ask me anything. AMA. Let's AMA with SJ. What are we going to AMA with? SJ. SJ. A. Wild. SJ. Because y'all motherfuckers out there calling me AJ. Gotta stop. Like, I get called AJ pretty often. And there's enough AJs in our community. AJ Rip City. AJ from Spark Swap. I'm not AJ. I'm SJ. At least for now. Oh, Drix! I'm glad you'll be back for the replay. It is good to see you. We should hang out, man. We should do a thing. We should do another Cali meetup soon. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Hang out. Adam says, what's going on? No questions, just chilling tonight. I'm just chilling too. I just want to be chilling with y'all. I do. I'm such a social human that even this little bit of social interaction with you guys on the internet, it feeds my soul and it makes me very happy. I thrive on being around people. And there are times, very rarely for me, it can be draining. Usually though, I'm about it. I just want to meet people and interact and have great, wonderful, deep conversations. Enjoy wonderful meals. Let me think of what else I had. I had Malta. You guys, there's this restaurant in Malta, and I need to go write them a review because I visited Malta thrice, and I went to the same restaurant every time, and I had the same waiter every time, and he was a doll. Just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful good dude. And every meal I had there was perfection. The first time I had rabbit stew, which is a Maltese, like, not delicacy, but it's one of their most well-known dishes. Here I am getting naked again. Guys, pardon me. It's one of their traditional dishes is rabbit stew, and it was wonderful. It was delicious. There's very few things I don't enjoy when it comes to food. Eel, for some reason, I just can't do eel. I've tried it 10 times at least, and every time I'm like, something about the texture. And then the only other thing that I had once that I realized I also don't like is gizzards. It's also a texture thing. Just something about the chewy chunkiness of the gizzards. I just can't handle it. I love liver. I'll eat liver all day long, but like just the rest of the gizzards, unless they're cooked a certain way, I don't know. It's probably just like one part of the gizzards that I just don't like, but it's hard. That was hard for me. But rabbit, delicious. The second meal I had was venison. Probably one of my favorite meats, especially if it's, a friend of mine shot and killed it, or I did. I've never done that, but I would. I'm terrible. Sandy Beach. Mwah! Hello. Sandy Beach says hi. SJ and everyone popping in to say hello. I can't wait for the day I get to actually meet Sandy Beach. I'm gonna give you a big big hug because you have just been so sweet and wonderful and supportive. And I love, if y'all don't follow Sandy Beach yet, I'm going to make you do it right now. I'm going to go find her. Oh, I was going to do that for Pulse Academy too. So Pulse Academy, let's go to his profile. I'm going to put that in here. If you don't follow Pulse Academy, please do go support him. He is building some awesome stuff. And then Sandy Beach, Sandy does nearly daily mentions what she's doing in terms of her workout, and usually there's some fantastic picture and something positive and wonderful. So also please follow Sandy Beach, because it's important, I think, that those of us, and Sandy is a great example of this. Not once have I ever heard Sandy complain or be negative or be upset. Sandy Beach, Susie Q, there's a good number of them. There's more than that, but just off the top of my head, especially like women supporters that I've known or seen for a long time, Sandy and Susie are like the epitome of y'all keep me going. Right? Like, I'm positive, but I have my moments and it gets hard. And I think part of that is being a little more public, right? Like I do the camera thing. I'm online and I'm streaming and things like that. And not that, Sandy, you probably have felt down. You probably have gone through things, that have made you feel like, are we there yet? Like, win moon, sir, win Hexico, please. But you're a little more not reserved, but right, like, I'm just out there. Like, I'm out there, I'm public, I put everything out on the table, and I don't have a poker face. That's not something that I've ever been good at. I'm not a liar. I can't, it's tough. So to see you and to see Susie Q and many other people in the community just constantly putting out positivity, constantly just, posting, hey, this is where I'm at, this is what I'm doing. Especially so Susie Q is always onboarding. That woman is constantly shilling Hex and talking about Richard and giving out coins and cards and all sorts of things. So that's motivation for me, to know that, hey, like, there are other people out there that, that it's like a perpetual thing, right? Like, we need to build each other up and encourage each other and keep being positive out there, because being negative and spreading rumors or lies or talking about shit you don't know what you're talking about doesn't help anyone. It doesn't. And most of the negativity I see out there is just bullocks. Like, it's not helpful. So here's a great example, right? I'll use myself as an example. People got pissed at me for, like I said, shilling GIF. I didn't mention the token, but I will. So when I shilled that, I had people unfollow me. I had people come at me. I had people getting all pissed. And again, like I said, lesson learned, rightfully so. I'm not someone who's going to take your money, who's going to grift you. And neither is that team, by the way. Like, that's why I was so okay with doing that, because I know the team and I know who they are and what they've been doing and what the work is. And like, no one on that team is going to just like take money and run. Okay. Like, that's not what they're about. So that's a big reason why I was just like, you know what? I feel positive about this team. I, learned about it and saw a number go up and got all excited and talked about it, right? There's that. And then there's goddamn fucking Scottie Pippen coin, motherfuckers. Like, that's a rug pull. That's a scam. That's the bullshit that we need to be calling out in crypto. Okay? Spend your time and energy like Richard did, looking for bullshit projects that are going to take people from wherever and take their money and say bye forever. And that's it. That happens in our community. Pulse Latina, right? Perfect example. Okay. But there are a lot of people in this community that are doing things that are wonderful, and they are building things. Luckbox in the chat, right? I'm gonna scroll through this real quick and go back. Empty Coiner, right? I mean, like just the in terms of the content you put out and the things that you're doing, like Giga, who was here earlier. I mean, y'all are doing brilliant things and building, and I think it's so important that you continue doing so. And we all learn lessons, right? I mean, I've heard RG say this on FN or on Chattin', and I just lost my train of thought. Why did I check my text messages? Thank you, text messenger. I don't know if you're still watching, but I appreciate you. Oh, that's it. Basically, just that we're not always going to get everything right 100% of the time, especially new builders, new developers, people that are, trying to do something positive. Shit happens, right? Like, code is hard. Look at PulseChain taking 2 years. You know what I mean? If Richard, with his team of devs, couldn't pull PulseChain out of their asses in 2 weeks or a year, how much more difficult is it for people who are just starting out with this to build something or do something and have it be perfect and right? But that shouldn't give anyone room to just sit there and criticize and be negative and like poke sticks in people's like, what is that doing? Yes, you should scrutinize. Yes, you should be, leery of new projects, especially if you don't know who the founders are, if there's no face to it, if people come out of nowhere and all of a sudden are like, oh, I'm building this thing. Oh, let me talk about this thing. Right? Vet the things. DYOR. Do your own research. But don't go out there calling everyone scammers and grifters and this, that, and the other thing when there's a lot of other really bad actors in the space. Like legitimately bad actors. Scottie Pippencoin. Right? Tons of other shit like that. Squid Games. Like whatever. Richard calling out FTX. Right? All the other things. I can't even. Here's the thing is, like, to be honest with you, y'all know I'm not an OG. Okay? I did not get into Hex until May of 21. And even then, I didn't start listening to Richard or watching Richard until probably October of that year. So there was a good 5-6 months. I was just listening to other crypto influencers. I mean, like within Hex, listening to other people. So I'm not going to say I took Richard for granted. I think a lot of you did. I just didn't know. I didn't know who he was. That's why SciVive happened, just because I was trying to figure out who he was and why this whole community was, lining up around the block for this dude. And if I really felt safe and secure putting my money in his tokens. I had already done it. I was like, well, hopefully this dude's not a scammer like the internet says. So I went to go find out whether he was or not. And through SciVive, I learned who Richard is. T.me/SciVive, y'all. Read it. You're at my channel right now. Listen to it. I did it for you. I read it for you. I'll read you to sleep. All right? It's fantastic. 15 Ways to Fix the World is even, I'm not going to say even better, but they're both amazing books. He's written 2. 15 Ways to Fix the World. SciVive. And knowing who I don't remember where it was or when I heard this, but I think he said it multiple times, but it's like, if a hater really wanted to hate, if you really wanted to dig up some dirt on someone, you should probably read the book that they wrote. So, can I read it again? I actually am reading it again right now. As soon as I'm done with the tour NFTs, that's going to be what I'm focusing on in terms of like on not, like in my spirit, not in my spare time. Because you all know I do a lot of work with RG. So he and I have got some things that we'll be working on. But when I'm not doing that, I'll be working on SciVive again, because we're going to publish it. It's going to get published. It's just a matter of time. And we're in the last stages of getting it edited well enough to take to a publisher. And even then, it's going to take a long time, because I don't know if Richard is going to read it himself, because what you see in SciVive, in the SciVive Telegram, is absolutely totally different. I mean, not totally different. T.me/SciVive. It's very different from the version that I have. And there's, just, it's formatted better. It's more complete. A lot of stuff was moved around, and it flows better. I made sure that anything that was not Richard's words was cited as such. And so there's like footnotes and things like that now. So, just know that's really my heart, is Richard Hart. I love that man. I do. It's so funny to me that I didn't know who he was, and I decided to do SciVive, and like it was nothing, and only now, like only in the last like year, really, have I felt, I don't know, A, I have a crush on him, and B, just like that, they say don't meet your heroes. I don't know that I feel like he's a hero, but like I'll definitely be starstruck. You know what I mean? Just like spending so much time with his book and reading it over and over again. And I don't idolize him. I am the cult queen. I am the SciVive cult queen for sure. But like, I know he's just a man. He's a great man. He's an amazing man. And I have no doubt that he is going to bring a lot of good to this world. And we've really only just seen the beginning of that. But yeah, it's really trippy having gone on the journey that I went on, from not knowing who he was and doing all this work for him, like on his behalf in a way. And now I'm just like, Richard, you're the best. Oh, can I have a hug? Oh, low key, I really want to like just dance with Richard Hart, because we both love drum and bass. So meet me in the club, Richard. Okay, please. Thanks. Bye. I would love that. All right, let's see. Pulse. Sorry, I missed this. So Surf and Coin says the power of positivity equals priceless. I agree, 100%. Surf and Coin. Do you surf? Do you surf? Are you a surfer? I'm trying to learn how to surf. But super cool. And then Pulse X Energy says, are you in the bus? I am in the bus. Beep, beep. This is my bus. My bus has blunderbusses on the back of it. That's mommy's backyard. That's the garden that I grew for her. There's a tomato that's very sad over there somewhere. Yeah, so this is the bus. I'm not going to turn it the other way because it's kind of messy. But yeah, so I'm in the bus. That's where I live. So yeah, this is I love it. I really do. I don't need much. I'm a very simple, I would like to be on more land. So the move I'm about to make is kind of the opposite of that. I'm trading social life for comfort, maybe, in a way. I love that I have there, and I'll probably go back and forth. Maybe spend a couple months there, a couple months back here, for as long as whatever that works out. But there's no grass over there. And I love that, like, when I walk out on my bus right now, there's grass and there's a garden and there's a cherry tree. Oh, you guys, there's a cherry on my cherry tree. I wish I could take you with me, because I wanted to go like pick it and like eat it in front of you. Do you think I can? Do you guys want to go? If I get 5 yeses in the chat that you want me to go try and bring the laptop out to eat this cherry that's on my cherry tree, I'll do it. While I'm waiting to see if I get 5 yeses. Let's finish here. 33 says, "Go girl, can you read it again?" Adam Chadwick says, "I saw when you started doing the audiobook. I had been thinking about doing the same thing, but was always too busy. Great work." Hey, you can do it too. Why not? You know, I think honestly, again, like the PulseChain tour, do it your way. Go out and do it. Build it yourself. Do it your way. I'm sure there's a lot of people that don't like my voice, that don't want to hear a woman read it. You know, I know a lot of people would love to hear Richard read it. I don't know that it's ever going to happen. AI is getting better and better. Maybe we'll have a Richard Hart version, you know, AI build. But I am of the mind that if you want to do something, or you want to hear it a certain way, or you have the time and energy, if you find that time and energy, and just do it. I can't see why it would, you know, I don't think it's a bad thing. I can't see any reason not to. 33 says, "I would personally donate for editorial paper print release of the book. Would be so awesome. Goated to have a print of the book." I agree. I don't think so. Monetarily, I mean, so the only thing that's cost money in terms of this, I mean, other than my time and energy, right? RH Max paid another editor to go through, someone who is unrelated to this ecosystem, doesn't know who Richard is, paid that person to go through what I had done, my edit, and edit it themselves. And now that's what I'm doing, is that the suggestions from that editor, I'm going through those and approving them or denying them, and then just like polishing the book. So that's where it's at. But yeah, I mean, donation wise, my address isn't I'm just kidding, I'm joking. It's I've been, you know, my life has done a 10x, 100x, I feel like. So I feel like that's more, you know, that means more to me than any amount of money, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. One pact has a question mark. What is your question mark? One pact? 1x? Tell me what you're doing. Tell me what you think about. Surfing Coin says, "I wake surf on a river." Nice. Super cool. I think I might have tried that once a very long time ago. I'd love to try again. Very, very cool. Cherry. Okay, I got, let's see. Hold on. I got 1, 2, 3 yeses. Only 3 yeses. I need 2 more to go out and do the cherry thing. Adam, you gotta say yes. Okay, I'll count that as 4. Living the dream. So Surfing Coin says, "I grew up partially on a bus, learned a lot. It's a good life." That's super cool. I would love to hear your story. Hey, reach out to me on X or Telegram. My username's the same on all of them. It's all at @awildsj. Me. If you would ever like to come on and chat about that, I would love to hear your story. You don't have to show your face. You can just be a little avatar with a little voice box and share about that. Adam says, "I actually did chapter 1, but it's unpublished. Your edits will likely make it a lot easier to read." Hey, once I'm done editing, if it's okay with Richard, I'll see if I can pass it on and have you do that. Oh, now I have 6 yeses. All right. Okay, so I'm going to take you with me, and we're going to see if I can find this cherry. And oh, good. I'm glad you would. Yes, please get a hold of me, Surfing Coin. Tarnwig, hi. I appreciate you. You're always encouraging and liking my posts and sharing things of mine, and I appreciate that a whole lot. So thank you so much for that. What's up, Hex Preacher? How are you doing? And David says yes. All right, let's go. You guys ready? It's cherry time. You got a spot on my boat? Hit me up. I want to go on a boat. All right, let's go. Please just don't. I mean, it's kind of dark, so just, I guess it's not that messy. I got my pulse. I got my I'll show you my Magruder hat. What up? Look, it matches my eyeshadow. You like that? You like that? Buy and burn, baby. Buy and burn. I'm not a hat. I don't wear hats very often, so should I wear it more? That's kind of cute, right? I can pull off a hat. I can do it. I'll wear it right now. Let's go. All right. I'm not even gonna put shoes on. We're just gonna go outside. This is kind of the messy part of my bus, but you can see my my pirate flag. Very piratey. All right. Hopefully the Starlink doesn't disconnect. I mean, it's on top of my bus, so I don't think it'll be a problem. You guys can see the PulseChain bus. Oh, look at it. There it is. There it is. Ding, 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 ding. I really hope this cherry is still there. So the reason I discovered it, here, let me show you the back of the bus. Because it's RG3's tour, so we've got his name on there. The skull up there. Good times. I found a cherry under the cherry tree. Like it had fallen. So I went and picked it up and I was like, oh man, there's a cherry. And then I looked up and there was another cherry. So let's see. All right, let's do it. Let's go. Oh God. Oh God. All right. Okay. Yes, you guys. I wonder if you can see it. Here, let me point to it. No, you can't. You can't really see it. Oh, there you can kind of see. Look at there it is. There it is. It's a cherry. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it off. I'm gonna take it off. Cherry. It's got a little spider web on it. That's okay. I'll eat the spider web too. Oh my gosh, you guys. All right, so this is a monumental moment because I planted this cherry tree 4 or 5 years ago. At least 4 or 5 years ago. I want to see if there's any. And for those years, not once has my mom had a cherry from this cherry tree. Should I eat it or should I let my mom have it, you guys? I should probably let my mom have it. I ate the one that had dropped on the floor. I mean, on the ground. It was just on the ground right here. It's no big deal. Oh, man. You guys, look at that, though. That's my second, technically. The first cherry I've ever picked off the tree. The second one to have come from it. But just, so cool. It's so cool. This is exciting. So, oh my gosh, look at this. You guys. So this tree has produced since I planted it. Beautiful fig tree. Beautiful fig tree. And look at, we're in luck here. We are in luck. I think this one, let's see. So you can tell a fig is ripe when, all right, so see, I'll have, all these are green, right? These ones back here. Okay, so it's not the coloring, but I'm gonna pick this one. I'm gonna show you. So first of all, obviously you don't want them to be green, but the bottom of the fig, when this is like a hole, right? That's when you know the fig is ripe. Oh, fuck yeah. Dude, I've been waiting all summer. I've been waiting all summer for figs. Oh, look at that. Oh my God. Oh, so good. I'm so excited. Look at how many, there's so many figs on this tree. This whole thing. Over here. Look at all that. I'm going to make fig jam. I'm going to make fig pie. Can you make fig pie? Is that a thing? I don't know. Oh. Yes. We came, we saw, we figged. I was not expecting there to be a ripe fig on that tree because I've been waiting a while for that. That plant right there, the grass is kind of sad over here, but that plant right there, that's where my baby kitty's buried. A little baby kitty, just buried under the cherry tree. So I can come thank you for this plant is it's called Dusty Miller. And I picked this to plant where she's buried because it is the kind of like she was like a creamy white color with like a little bit of a bluish tint to her. And Dusty Miller's very soft. It feels like you're petting a cat. So that's why I did that there. Oh, I mean, since we're out here, might as well show you the rest of the garden. I was so sad when I got back from Europe because, again, love my mom, but she did not take care of the garden. And she was like, "Oh, it was the heat." Mom, all you had to do was water it, like every other day at least. And I know she didn't. So I had a whole thing of strawberries that were producing strawberries. I had peas. I had purple pea. I mean, the pods were purple, so I had purple and green sweet peas. I had Brussels sprouts. The Brussels sprouts and the broccoli would have been done anyways. It's too hot for that. But I had a pepper plant and tomato plants. Anyways, it was just it was really sad when I got back because a lot of the stuff died. But the strawberries are coming back mostly. You can kind of see them there. So here's the weeds were everywhere. I'm still weeding. This grass just keeps coming up. So yeah, you can kind of see that little one's trying to make it over there. These are kind of making it. This is going to be delicious. I know it's tiny, but it's like a little dried strawberry. Yummy. Ooh. Did I find another one? I did. I mean, it's so hot, these might just not produce. But little baby strawberries. I just thought I usually fast by this time of day, so let's see. Let's pick some tomatoes. I got some tomatoes. Oh, sad. This is what happens sometimes if you don't pick them soon enough. That's all right. I'll leave this one for the aminals. How's this one? So with tomatoes, when they're this color, I'll pick them because it's best when they ripen on the vine, but you can pick a tomato that's a little blushing and it'll ripen. In fact, in case you didn't know, conventional tomatoes are usually picked green. They pick the tomatoes green and then they ship them, and the tomatoes ripen as they're shipped. That's why they taste like nothing, because those tomatoes have not seen the sun. You know, not long enough anyways. Oh, I have a watermelon. I mean, there's not a watermelon plant yet, but this is a watermelon plant. So hoping that grows. This little thing is a Brussels sprout, but I mean, it's alive. I don't know if it's gonna make it. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. But I'll show you one last thing, and then we'll go back in the bus. So this is another tomato over here. Got a little cherry tomato tree, and I'm gonna pick these guys too. This mix on here. I'm gonna put this here so you can watch me pick tomatoes. Oh, dude, look at that! Little baby cherry tomatoes. I got cherries and cherry tomatoes. I love it. And that's it for now, I think. There's some more growing back here. You can see them. So those will be nice and good another day. I'm not sure. Anyone who's watching this a gardener, I don't know if I should leave this or pull it. It's weeds, but you know, it's nice. I don't know if it's taking too many nutrients from the tomato plant, but plant looks healthy. Lots of flowers up here. So all the flowers become the fruit, in case you didn't know that either. That's where that is where the fruit comes from, the flowers. All right, my feet. There's like sticker burrs in this grass when it dries out. I'm trying not to step on the sticker burrs. What else? That's it. thanks for coming to my little garden tour. I appreciate you. We'll go back in the bus. Talk about, I saw one of you say that I should eat this cherry. But, so here's the thing is like, I'm trying to get my mom more excited to go outside and like not be inside. So maybe if she sees that there's a cherry, she'll get excited and eat it and want to take care of the garden a little bit more, maybe. Proud of her. She did lose some weight. Oh, tomatoes! Hold on, everybody. Hold up. I just dropped a tomato. My desk, I guess you would call it. Where did it go? Tomato, come back to me. Oh, I hope I don't step on it. It's gone. I don't know. There's a tomato on the loose in my bus. I don't know what to do about that. I'll find it later. It seriously disappeared. Oh, Lord have mercy. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so I've just been trying to encourage my mom with doing more things and getting out of the house and getting off the couch. So we'll see. I tried to plant things that she really likes to encourage her to take care of it, but that didn't really happen when I left for Europe. All right, I'm going to read these comments and then I'm going to end it. It has been almost 2 hours. Thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate you guys. If I told you to message me on some kind of platform, please do not forget to do so. If you don't want to, fine, break my heart. I guess we won't be friends. Whatever. But if I'm going to hang out on your boat or you want to talk about numerology or if you just want to chit chat, my DMs are open, y'all. Like, I enjoy connecting with people and talking with people. So I don't mind it one bit. Let's go back over here. Okay, so all right, so here we go. All right, so going back over here. Sandy says Brian is awesome. I met him in Vegas. Agreed. Awesome dude. In fact, 100% makes the best hats. Adam said that you can see it. 33 says, love to see the outside. Adam says, make sure there's not a bug inside. I'll be sure. It should be fine. Hex Preacher says, that was well worth it for sure. Delayed gratification, says PulseX Energy, 100%. That's, oh, guys, how beautiful is that? That we totally talked about that earlier. And now I get to eat the juicy fruit. We literally were having this conversation about, oh, here, let me go. I'm going to go back and find the quote because that was a beautiful quote. Where is it? Ding, ding, ding. Here we go. Patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet. Fantastic. All right. And then where did we go? So we got the debate going between if I should eat it or if my mom should eat it. I got one vote each way. I think I'm going to give it to my mom. And then Operation Shutdown says bull market confirmed. Yes, let's go. Let's go. Tarnwig says, wow. 33 says, yummy. Adam says, wow, I need a fig tree. For real. They're wonderful. And fig trees produce almost right away. I mean, as long as it's growing, I think I got figs in the first year. So super wonderful plants. Tarnwig says, the ones that are ripe have been pecked by the birds. I think that's how or why we haven't seen cherries is because by the time she gets to them, did you notice how that one was all up inside? Like you had to go up in there and find the cherry. That's probably the only reason it survived is because the bird didn't see it from the outside and come get it. And there's squirrels and stuff like that too. So let's see. PulseX Energy. Are you now? Cute. Crypto Crossfire, what's up? I like your name. It says hashtag Doge Dope. Doge Dope? I don't know what that means. 33 says nice plants. I also have my garden. It helps me focus. It's nice. I want to, it's hard because I'm in like limbo right now. So I'm not going to be here as often as I am right now. And I don't know that I can depend on my mom to take care of the plants. Sorry, I'm like hyper focused on my necklace right now. So as much as I want to plant a bunch of new plants, I don't know that I'm going to be able to let that happen. Yeah, so we'll see. But I need to be around nature. Like, it's super important for me. Crypto Crossfire says JADAM. I don't know what that means. The weeds may help the food soil web. What are all these hashtags, Crypto Crossfire? I'm so intrigued. But I agree with that. I have friends that are into permaculture and things like that. I mean, I know about permaculture as well. It's been a while since I've studied it or looked into it or kept up on it. But there are gardeners who you just let everything grow, right? Like, you don't necessarily need to pluck the weeds. You just let everything grow alongside it. And as long as they're not choking out your plants, things can live in harmony together. So 33 says, when you eat your plant, it's the best feeling. I agree. Organic food versus GMO from Monsanto. Exactly. We don't want none of that Monsanto. Adam says, fresh off the vine, tastes unbelievable. 100%. Tomato or tomato? Do people actually say tomato? Like tomato? Tomato. I've never heard anyone say tomato. Have you? Someone tell me if that's a thing. Jailbreaking tomatoes. David says, squirrels, birds, raccoons get all mine. Yep. Yeah. Wild grapes. Yeah. I get it, man. Yeah. Well, what a wonderful way to end the stream. I'm so glad we did that. What fun. What joy. What delicious, juicy fruit we've got. Again, thank you for your support. Thanks for hanging in there, all of you that have been here on this whole journey for years now. It's lovely to know that I have friends and family, chosen family all over the world. You guys are fantastic. I hope that you're keeping your head up and you're keeping busy and doing something that enriches your life during this time, because that's important. Whatever it is that we're doing or building or paying attention to in the bear market, it's just magnified tenfold in the bull, or so I hear. Because again, I've never experienced the bull market, so we're gonna see. It's gonna be kind of wild times, and I'm hopeful that we are able to support each other still and grow together through that as well. I think we've got a lot to look forward to, and I'm not just talking about our crypto gains. I think there's a lot of really good coming for those people who follow Richard and know that he's got our best interest in mind, and not just ours, right? Like longevity studies, fixing the money and fixing the world, and 15 ways to fix the world. There's so much that he wants to see happen, and I'm hopeful that we get to at least experience a fraction of that together. So I'm gonna go now, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Saturday, and like, comment, and subscribe if you don't already. Share the stream out. One real quick one last tip: if you are on X and you see someone post something and you think it needs to have more attention brought to it, super awesome mega tip: comment. Leave a comment, because comments pump the algorithm way more than anything else. If you comment on something, it's going to help the algorithm bring that up in other people's feeds. So just a little bit of social media advice. Also, go put your feet in the grass, on the ground, or in the sand, and get the fuck off social media. Y'all are great. I will see you on the flip side. Bye.